trying hard to bring me down, spreading whispers among my pals, but my dad advised, don't waste your time, the world keeps turning on me as the star. Stand tall like a man, speak with conviction before my son, no woman's worth the trouble you face, so stand proud.
Income, high energy, high income. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, DJ. I love it. Okay, so the first woman that we're going to bring up to the stage, guys, we were chatting in the back. First of all, she has the most infectious energy that I've ever experienced. Even without having a conversation, it was like, hi, nice to meet you. It was literally like, you know those people that come and it's just like wave of like goodness? She was born in Egypt. She is a mother, a wife, and is making no excuses as to why she is so successful in her business. She is the founder of Empowered Confidence because we need what? We need confidence to be successful in anything, right? Do we agree?
Yes.
Agree. Do we agree?
Yes.
She is the founder and she is helping to empower women all over the world to find their story, find their voice, and scale as well. Can we please give it up for Miss Marina? All right, we are not done yet. This is perfect. The next speaker, guys, she is only 28 years old. I'm telling you, I'd be hearing from these speakers. I'm like, dang, golly, I cannot even imagine life like this at 28. Guys, she started her business in 2018. She started a feminine hygiene company called Salt XO, and in 2 years grew it to an 8-figure company. I hear the excitement happening. I'm excited for you, right? There's a lot happening back here. So she is absolutely killing it. She's based out of Miami, and now she is scaling her business even more. Please give it up for Miss Jaleesa, y'all. And finally, for this segment of our panel, we have an incredible woman who's based out of North Carolina. I want to tell you the city, but I think it's so small I don't remember what it's called. I'm just joking. It's called Ashford, right? See, I was right in the first place. I should have just went with my first line. Asheville, right? She has created a multi-million-dollar cleaning company. On top of that, this whole segment is actually sponsored by I Need a VA, her company, which is helping women, small businesses, and businesses, period, to outsource the things that really waste our time. And it's more effective. So can we please give it up for this incredible serial entrepreneur making it easier for business owners like yourselves. Give it up for Miss Brittany, y'all. All right. All these Beyonce songs with no words. Did I get, okay, I'm good. Hello? Okay, great. Hi, ladies. Hi. Can we just acknowledge the beauty right here? Can we please acknowledge the poise? Yeah, it's giving. Just all the things. That was a shameless plug. I didn't even mean to do that. My podcast is called It's Giving. Okay. So, first and foremost, I would love if you guys could give a brief overview of your experiences when your brand initially took off, and what were the key turning points in this journey?
So I think originally when my brand took off, I wasn't fully prepared. We always, we ask for success and we want these like big things, but I actually challenge you to think of are you actually prepared? And so that really forced me to think about who I needed, what I needed, and if the services that I was offering was aligned with what I wanted to do. And so that was a big part of my first year in business. And fortunately for me, my brand took off during COVID, as a lot of businesses actually did. And so it was a hard time to kind of pivot, but it allowed me to have the time at home to really think about, what it is that I needed.
I love that. I love it. I love it. Give it up for Miss Marina, y'all. Jaleesa. The question is, can you share a brief overview of your experiences when your brand initially took off? Because you took off quick. And what were the key turning points of that journey?
For me, if you guys don't know, I own a company called Salt XO. It's a feminine hygiene brand. And for me, thank you. For me, it was being able to fall on your face in front of hundreds of thousands of people. When you first start a brand, especially when you don't have experience, I started my business when I was in college in my dorm. So I had pretty much no intention on it growing at the rate that it did. So when it did, I had a lot of expectations. I had to learn so much in so little time. And when you have to do that without having any proper guidance, any proper team, management, or education behind running a business, you have to be willing to fall and on your face and also correct yourself in front of hundreds of thousands of people. So I would 100% say that being able to grow from your mistakes and learn from them and not having pride and not having ego attached to that, I think that really helped us pivot and also maintain that growth, because I see a lot of businesses grow and then they plummet really fast because they lose their humble mind. So that's what happened for us.
So I've scaled multiple businesses, and each time that you scale one business, you're like, oh, I know what I'm doing now. This is going to be fine. I've got this. There's absolutely nothing that could go wrong. And each time that I started a new business and scaled it, I ran into a new issue, a new problem that I've had to overcome. So I think the biggest thing that I've learned in starting businesses and scaling them is, number one, to have good people in place, but also to never think you know everything. Because, like you said, falling on your face in front of a lot of people gets harder and harder the more people that are watching. And so just being humble, being able to take a step back. What Ms. Skills always taught me is you can't see what's going on if you're in the picture. So stepping outside of what is in front of you and just saying, okay, what did we learn here? What can we use from the last time we scaled? And how can we do it better this time?
Love it. Give it up for these ladies. So I love actionable steps, and I love thinking from like the first, I don't know if it's me or, dang. Thank you, okay. It might be me, am I the drama? Probably. So I say that to say I love asking actionable steps so that the first timer or someone that's really just now getting into their groove inside of business can really relate to them. So can you guys share each, we can do one or two of you can share so we can get through all of the questions, but what were the specific obstacles that came up for you inside of the rapid growth, and how were you able to overcome that?
Can I start here? Yeah. I was on my way in this morning. Here we go. Yesterday, I ran into issues. How many people had a hard time getting here today? Something happened in your life. Okay, so that was me getting here. So I drove in at 4 a.m. this morning from Asheville, North Carolina. I'm missing my son's football game to be here today, a Super Bowl game. It's his birthday tomorrow. I'm driving straight home tonight. Can we do an exercise real quick? Can I do an exercise? I want everybody in this room to just bear with me for just 1 second. I want you to close your eyes. I want you to think about every single thing that you have sacrificed to build a business. Every single late night that you have worked. Every single all-nighter that you have pulled. Every single early morning, last dollar that you have invested. Every time that you put yourself on the line to build something that you had no idea if it was going to work or not. Every time you believed in yourself when no one else believed in you. Okay, and I'm a legacy. I know we talked about this earlier. I'm a legacy builder. So So I want you to think about this, and this is gonna hurt some feelings, this is not gonna be comfortable, but I think we can only grow when we are uncomfortable. I want you to imagine that tomorrow you don't wake up. What happens to your business? What happens to that family that you started this business for? If your business dies with you, then everything that you've invested, every single one of those late nights, every single time that you sacrificed going to a football game, and every single time you got up at 4 a.m. to drive, and every single time that you did what was uncomfortable and what hurt and what you knew you had to do to build the business dies with you. Now open your eyes. I want you guys to go home. This is my actionable step for you. If you execute on one thing, I want you to build your business out in a way that you can step away for 1 week and it continues to grow without you. 1 week, what does that look like? Build some manuals, hire some VAs, hire some in-person employees. But if you can't step away from your business for 1 week, what is your family gonna do if you get in a car accident on the way home from this place today and everything you built dies with you and they are left to try to pick up the pieces with no income and no help? If I died tomorrow, my company would be one of two things. My family could sell it and live very nicely, or they could hire someone to do my job and every other job is covered. So you've got to figure out a way that your business doesn't leave if you have to be hospitalized, if you can't be there tomorrow, if you need a sick day. If you're losing money because you have the flu, we got a problem.
Right.
Okay, that's
I love that. What I'm hearing you say is systems. You have to have those systems in place, the manuals in space, because you cannot scale a personality. And some of us in this room are counting on how we show up into the room, our charisma, our personality. You can't scale that, but you can scale a system. I love that so much, Brittany. Thank you. Jaleesa?
Please repeat the question. Guys, I just had a baby. I have mommy brain. I'm sorry.
Baby, where?
Yeah, so if I forget, please.
No, I love that. So the question essentially is, what specific challenges came up for you inside of that like rapid growth period, and what did you do? How did you navigate through that?
For me, oh my God, it was a plethora of challenges, but one thing that I could say was building a team was really difficult for me, especially when you have to trust someone with something so special like a formula or a recipe. So do any of you have like a skincare business or anything that has a formula to it? Something very, okay. So with something like that, if you don't have a patent on it, what you should do is you should write down the recipe that you have, mail it to yourself, stamp the date and the time that you created it, and that can be something similar to a patent. Basically, you have ownership of it because you've already written it down, you made it plain. My attorney, who was the former attorney for President Barack Obama, he advised me to do something like that when I first started, when I couldn't afford his services. So I think that's a good idea right now. And when I first started, it was very, very difficult to maintain a team. Have any of you guys had a problem with retaining good employees, good team members? Yeah, that's a thing. So just like Brittany said, I would have systems in place, like a manual of operations. So you write it down, everything that they can do can be repeated as long as it's written down on paper. So let's say you lose someone on the team, everything that they've done is pretty much replaceable. So you gotta have a person in place that can replace them at any moment, because it's just structure. It's not personal, it's business. So I would recommend everybody to do those two things.
Love that. Thank you, Jaleesa. Okay, great. So I love that. So growing inside of your business, you guys, you know, when you're super excited to grow and there are little cute nuances that you do inside of your business, like maybe you personally sign the card that says thank you, or maybe you're doing these little things inside of business that make your customers say, wow, I love this company and I'm going to continue to purchase from this company. But as you grow, a lot of those nuances might not be manageable anymore because there's only one you, and then you are not your team is not you, so they can't do it like you, even though they do it like them. How were you able to maintain your authenticity inside of growing?
Yeah, I can take this one. I think the biggest thing is figuring out why your clients, what are the little things that they truly value, and not just thinking, oh, what do we love to do for them? And so for me, my business is we focus on coaching, consulting. I help women build their personal brand and monetize it, because although you can't scale yourself, you can monetize your personal brand and your influence. And so with that, I wanted to make sure that whoever was on my team, whatever the little things that I did for my clients, which was checking in if they didn't make these coaching calls for a consistent period of time, sending welcome gifts, like the little things. I say it all the time, I love free gifts. I just love free stuff. Even though I never use it, I'm like, oh, thank you. But like little tiny things to make them feel really seen. And the biggest thing that I see businesses do as they scale is they forget the names of their clients and their the people that have supported us. And you don't need to study everybody, but just knowing that there's a human that is consuming your product and your services is really important. And so really prioritizing a connection at some point with them goes a really long way.
Love that. So true. It actually makes me think of Delta. I love Delta. I fly with Delta. I'm a diamond member with Delta. And every time I call, they're like, welcome back, Sarah. Now, this is the thing. I know that is systemized because they don't actually know that it's me, but my phone number is in the thing. But that little, like, you said my name. Hi, I'm here, you know?
That's the whole point. You can systemize it. Just because you're not doing it manually anymore doesn't mean those little things go out the window. And that's what happens with a lot of businesses as they scale. They think, oh, well, I can't do it anymore. It's like, find something else to do. It doesn't need to be a person. You can systemize it in a way to still make them feel seen and appreciated for supporting your business.
Love that. Jaleesa?
For me, I would say my biggest thing, when I first started my business, I would go to Dollar Tree and write on a note card and say thank you and give them a note that was personal to them. Like, most of my customers were college students, my family, old friends, but right now what we do is you can go on Vistaprint, you can print out some thank you cards, you can make it very personable. I always tell my team, never sound robotic. I hate a robotic thank you note. Make it sound personable. And then what we also do is, you know how you check out a website on Shopify and it says, thank you so-and-so for your order? Instead of just leaving it as thank you for your order with your name, you can write a personalized letter to your customer and mention their name in it. It's something that you can just input into your Shopify checkout on your settings, and you can make a personal letter to them and just express gratitude. Sometimes just saying thank you may not be enough. You know, thank you for taking the time out to spend your hard-earned money with us. Thank you for trusting us with your body. Thank you for trusting us with your feminine hygiene. You know, thank you for taking a chance on you, you know, to try our products that will change and transform your life. Things like that, words like that really hold an impact, and I think that helps us maintain our 78th percentile retention rate, which is astronomical for a Black-owned business or any business on an e-commerce platform.
And I'm a customer. And when they called out her business and I found out who she was, that's what we were screaming. Because I was like, oh my God. For me, and this is going to sound like a shameless plug, but it's virtual assistants for me. So I use automations, of course, because we have to in business to grow and scale. You can't really take things in this world with the way social media is and the way the internet is. You have to have automations, but at the same time, people know now that it's an automation. And so that's why I love virtual assistants, because they're humans and they can do things and make your customers feel special just like you would if they're trained properly. And so with my team, I make it very clear the moment someone's hired to work for me or any of my clients, our job is to, you're my clone. Pauline is me, y'all. If you DM me right now on Instagram, it ain't me. My husband doesn't know. No, I'm serious. The other day he commented on one of my social media posts and she commented back, I love you. And he came home and he was like, do you love me or does Pauline love me? I'm like, you'll never know. Okay? Hello. If you want to retain that human feel in your business, if that's something that's important to you, I recommend hiring someone that can be an extension of you. Teach them how you speak to your clients, how you want your clients to feel, the verbiage you want them to use. All of those things are really important to keeping your brand, and you are one person, and I can't be everywhere. And everyone wants a piece of Brittany. Everyone wants to talk to Brittany. They want me to be on every social media platform every single day. They want me to be at the conference, but at the same time, they want me to be over here doing this. And I can't do that, but I have a team that can. And so fool them. That's okay. That's part of business. You can't be everywhere, but your VAs can. That's what I do. It works well.
I love that. So I love that we're talking about really adapting, right? As you grow, you have to adapt with your business, or you get. I love Skittles. I told her I was going to steal this sentence. She said, "If you don't evolve, you dissolve." Shout out to you, Skittles. I'm going to say that everywhere. But what I love about it is the opportunity to really get clear on the level of adapting. How important is it to have a clear vision of every role? And I will just say that with the premise of this, if you're newer inside of your business, write down everything. So that when people do come into your business, you can use a Vimeo, or you can use videos, and you can send them so that your VAs can literally be trained by you without you having to train each VA. Your assistant can be trained to be like you because they did their homework, like training on a job. They have to watch videos in order to be qualified to do this job, right? So how important is it, do you guys think, to teach your team while you're growing, or should you wait until you scale?
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing is teaching them while you're growing. And so I love a platform called Loom. It's Loom.
Yes.
I love it. I record everything. I'm talking to myself all day on video because I just want to record it. And now my business partners probably think I'm crazy because I have every step from when I'm recording my podcast. It'll be like open GarageBand, press timer off, every single thing. And it's just so important, even if you are a solopreneur right now, that you have it, because that way you'll know what to delegate. I think the hardest thing when you are evolving and growing and scaling is that you're like, well, I don't know what to outsource because I'm doing everything right now. If you have everything systemized, which is for me, the steps are I systemize everything, and then I write a list of what's a hell yes, what's a hell no, what do I love to do, and what don't I love to do. And I want to be very clear, it's not what you can do. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you need to do it or you should do it, you can outsource it. And so understanding that list, you dive into the things that you really, really love to do, because that energy is going to show, your customer's going to feel it. And so the things that you don't love to do, well, guess what? You have an easy way to hire a VA or an intern. I love working with interns and giving back. And so that, to me, I'm like, oh yeah, here's a whole doc of how to do it. Try it first. Record yourself while you're doing it, send it to me and let me know where you're stuck, because then that allows me to also become an even better leader, because I'm not feeling like, oh, well, they can't do it, I just have to do it myself. You're not going to be able to grow. And also what happens if God forbid something happens to you, or you want to take time off. It doesn't even have to be, so extreme. So Loom.com, and put it all in a Google Doc and just link it.
Yeah.
Wait, one more thing. There's a platform called Tango. Has anybody used Tango? It's so cool. Okay, listen, download it. It's on Google Chrome. All you do, it's an AI. All you do, so let's say you want to show someone how to use Pinterest. All you do is you turn it on and you click Pinterest.com. You do every step, and the AI just types out your work form. You don't have to do anything, and it takes a video while you do it.
Y'all better be downloading that right. Tango.com.
Well, I would say you should teach your team while you grow. For me, I used to think that I could do everything in my business. Yeah. And are any of you entrepreneurs in here? Okay, are you guys freshly entrepreneurs, brand new to it, or have you guys been a little seasoned? 3 years? Seasoned? Okay, so I'm pretty sure you guys can relate to this. At any point, did you feel like nobody can do my business the way I do my business, right? Wrong. That will be your biggest downfall. And the reason why is because you will burn yourself out, one, and you cannot execute in every room of your business, in every room of anything. Just because you're good at, like she said, does not mean you should be doing it. So when I first started my business also, I would be doing marketing, emails, I would be doing content creation, I would be making the soap. I was making my soap from scratch in my kitchen. Everything. I was putting the wraps on, burning my hand with the hot blow dryer thing, with the saran wrap. You guys know what that is? Like you have to burn everything. I wouldn't even eat because I'm like, I gotta do it. Nobody's gonna do it like I do. And then I started realizing how much I was pretty much devaluing my brand by doing that, because when you start to think that you can do everything, some things go by the wayside. Some things get untouched and people will notice that. So if you wanna, operate in excellence, if you wanna operate in, hey, I want people to really like resonate and feel my brand, I want them to, use it for generations at a time, make sure that you delegate. Delegation is power. You cannot do it by yourself. And that's why I feel like teaching your team as you go, they'll realize like what type of leader you are. And next thing you know, they're teaching the team, the newcomers, because they just want to mirror whatever you do. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Two things. Number one, to follow up on what you just said. You want to make more money and you want to have more respect, put someone in between you and your customer. Because I promise you, as long as they can text you at 3 a.m. to ask you what their credit score is, or to ask you what's going on with their order, or whatever kind of business that you have, as long as they have that access to you, they will never respect you or pay you more money. Okay? I used to pretend to be my assistant before I had an assistant. I would be like, I'm so sorry, Brittany is not available right now. But if you call back between the hours, here are our hours. Okay? And you know what? Like, it worked. And I got that idea from my uncle, who owned an insurance firm in Florida, and he wanted to have a corporate division of his business, but he couldn't afford a corporate person yet. So he just started giving a new phone number out, and it would ring to the same front desk girl, and they'd say, she'd ring his office, they want to talk to the corporate division. And it would ring to his office, and he would talk to them. So like sometimes in order to scale, you have to elevate yourself where you don't feel comfortable. So that's the first thing. And two, you ask, do we start implementing these things while we're scaling, or do we wait until we're already on our way? Preparing yourself to fail is what you're going to do if you don't start right now. My entire company was built by VAs. I get all the credit, I get all the accolades, I get all the awards, I get all the fun stuff of coming to speak and do it. But I didn't do 90% of the work, and I don't do 90% of the work every day of the week. I have one job in my business, and it's the job that I love. It is showing up and speaking and talking to entrepreneurs and doing sales. But when I'm ready to retire from my business, I will be able to do that because I have recorded 5,000 hours of consultation calls. So the moment that I don't want to be on the consultation calls with my beautiful clients anymore, I will hand that off to a virtual assistant, and there will be no US-based employees if I need a VA. So, like if you let your VAs or your in-person employees, whoever, your team, help you build it, they have this ownership now of what you're building. They want to help you grow. They want to see you win. My VAs are more dedicated than me a lot of days of the week, and a lot of us need that. A lot of us need someone who's as invested in their business as they are. My husband's not an entrepreneur, and everyone's like, oh, y'all are so cute. No, honey, he's retired. And he doesn't do anything at the business, so no. I'm just kidding. He's wonderful. He's an amazing stay-at-home dad. But I needed someone who believed in me as much as I believed in myself, as well as who was willing to get in the trench with me. Because he believed in me and he supported me and he was like, you go, girl. But he wasn't going to get in there and dig because he didn't know what to do and he was an entrepreneur. But my VA was up at all hours of the night creating funnels with me. She was like, oh, it's going to be okay. We'll get a new client when the client quit on us. So like getting someone else who's involved in your business who believes in you and who wants to see you win, and it's like gold. I'm so blessed to lead the team that I lead. I give them all the glory because they built it, they run it, and I just get to do all this fun stuff. So shout out to my team in the Philippines.
Love that. Onlinejobs.ph. Just kidding. I need a VA.
I need a VA.com.
That's what I need a VA.com. So what I love, guys, and what I'm hearing is once you've identified and really established the different roles, love the book, Seven Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey, and he has an efficiency quadrant, right? So once you've identified the roles that it is that you want to do, he says if it's important but it's not urgent. No, let's do this again. If it's important and it's urgent, do it now. If it's important but it's not urgent, plan it. If it's not important but it's urgent, delegate it. And if it's not important and it's not urgent, drop it. So if it's important and it's urgent, do it now. If it is not important but it is urgent, delegate it. If it is not urgent but it is important, plan it. And if it is not important and it is not urgent, drop it. And most of us spend a lot of our time in the day in quadrant 4, which is not important and not urgent. This is where we're scrolling on social media. This is where we're talking to our loved ones. This is when we're having conversations with our significant other or whatever it may be, not realizing that, oh, now we've just wasted 3 hours of our day. Well, we all have 24 hours in a day, so when you're clear on what it is that you need to do, like these ladies are talking about, you can execute to completion. Because there are a lot of women in this room probably, let me just talk about me, but none of y'all, that start things and don't ever finish. It's time to get done to completion, right? So inside of that, and building out the culture inside of your business and getting clear on the roles that are required, how do you keep the culture in a positive, uplifting way? Because sometimes when success starts to come into the business, heads get really big. People start acting funny. People start thinking they're entitled to more or different opportunities or your opportunities. How does that look navigating through a growing team?
Yeah, so for me, I'm actually working on this like more than ever throughout the past few years, is understanding that I have no filter. And I am very bold and I'm very bubbly, and I'm also always leaning on, I feel very privileged to just be here alive and all the things. So I know that not everybody shows up like that, and nobody is going to care the way you do, but also not everybody's going to be like inspired every single day. That's just not how it works. So anyways, my biggest thing is understanding that a conversation doesn't have to be a difficult confrontation doesn't have to be negative, right? Like you can just address the situation. Roles and responsibilities are so important, and so really making sure to outline that so clearly that it's not an emotional conversation when you're having it. I think sometimes our emotions are too tied into the business, and it really shouldn't. So my biggest advice is really get clear on what the roles are, what are the responsibilities, like true things, like how, and something that you can measure. As long as you can measure it and then say, hey, you're doing this, you're not doing that, these conversations shouldn't be emotional. And so that's my biggest thing, is just understanding that you should have a conversation, no matter what. Do not let it simmer like marinate or anything like that. And it doesn't, just because you're having a confrontation doesn't mean it's a negative thing.
For me, what I would say is how we maintain good culture. So my sister, she works with me. She's the operational manager of our warehouse in Sanford, Florida. And she basically had an intervention with me. So what she was saying was, I'm very stoic. And that may not always come off as the best when it comes to the team, because they fear saying certain things, or they are not comfortable addressing me. It's almost like they look at me as another level, and they don't feel like I'm, on their level. So she was like, you know what, let's reevaluate this. Mind you guys, she's 7 years younger than me, so she's telling me what to do. And that's another, testimony, like, hey, listen, don't be so proud where in your business where you can't listen and take advice. You are never too proud to listen and take heed, because it could save your life and your business. So what we've always done is reward people. In this climate, in this time where everybody's preaching entrepreneurship and be on your own and fly on your own, you need a team. So all of this, oh, well, I want to be an entrepreneur. Yeah, that's amazing, but you can't do it without a team. You can't do it without people that are rooting for you, like Brittany said. You have to have people that's in the trenches with you. So I always reward people. Last year we gave out iPads, iPhones, TVs. Like, we do it quarterly. Like, we're going to make sure that you feel loved, you feel valued. Because what you do, you're working in a warehouse. Sometimes it may be hot, sometimes it may be cold. You know, like, you're doing something, you're devoting your hours to make our business grow. Everybody doesn't see it that way. Sometimes people are like, I don't want to make you richer. I don't want to make you grow. You know, sometimes people have that mentality, and you have to really, like, navigate on who's going to really be for you to help you grow. And you always want to acknowledge those people. Never, 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 never take them for granted, because finding a good team is very hard. I'm telling y'all.
Oh, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hurt y'all's feelings again. Are you ready? Raise your hand in here if you've ever had a bad experience with an employee or a VA. Okay. A lot of times, it's us. And we need to learn how to become leaders. And we need to learn how to talk to people. And we need to learn how to, we need to go to therapy. I'm not joking. Like, I lead 180 people across all of my companies. And I don't know how I do it. I have a good time, I think. We have a good time. But there's also, like, problems and things that arise in my business all the time. And I have had to learn to be self-aware and change the way that I speak to people and how I handle situations. I've had to take leadership training. So, like, in order to be have a good company culture, you have to have a place where people want to be around you. On top of that, I think I can speak well on this. I'm very proud. I think more than I'm proud that we're the fastest growing virtual staffing company in the country, I think I'm more proud that right now we're rated the best place to work in the Philippines. When I started my company, I sat my one VA down, Mitch, who's chasing her dream to be a culinary artist right now, and she's going to be moving closer to here. She's in Canada right now. She was my very first VA, and hello, okay. I sat her down and I said, all right, you've been a VA at another company. We're going to start our own company. And I want to know, what did you love about working there, so that we can incorporate in our business? And then I want you to be very transparent with me, because Filipino VAs, they are not very, like, they are very excited and happy, and they do not want to tell you anything's going wrong, right? So I was like, I want you to write down a list, and I want you to be very transparent with me about everything that you hated about your job. And I want us to do our very best to make the best place for people to work, so that they will stay with us. Because it is very difficult to scale a business that has a revolving door. So if you don't figure out what your employees need from you and then start giving them that, you're never going to be able to really grow. We're able to hire, and we have thousands of applications every week because people want to work for us. And then the people that get to the door and get to stay, they want to stay with us. So they work hard and they show up, and then we reward them. We have, like, parties and, like, contests. And we do top VA of the month, and we give them money, and we do all sorts of, like, Christmas giveaways. And so, like, treat your people really well, and then every single day wake up and work on you. Because if you have a problem with employees coming in and then leaving over and over again, it might not be the employees. And so you really got to do some self-awareness, guys.
Love that. Give it up for these beautiful ladies. So I found inside of business, it was actually, sometimes I have a mindset motivation t-shirt line, right? And I remember one time I went to Iceland, and I was speaking in Iceland, and this lady had on my shirt, but she hadn't ordered from me. She was like, I made these just like yours. And I was like, I don't think that's how you're supposed to do it. I think you're supposed to order from the website. But she was so inspired by my brand that she literally bootlegged my brand. And she meant it in the most authentic, like, real, loving way, because she loved what I was up to. But what I've realized is that as you grow and people start to see who you are and you have prominence in the marketplace, there are people that start to, your competitors sometimes become your imitators. So how do you guys navigate the competition and stay innovative enough to stay ahead of the game? And let's just get one or two answers because I have one more question after this.
I don't know if you guys follow my page or follow my personal page, but it's your mic stuff. But I've encountered this for the entire span of my business. I just had to send 2 cease and desist letters to 2 companies, and they took that down. So, with that being said, send a cease and desist ASAP. So, I don't know if you guys know, but even if something is not trademarked, because it has built trust within your community, it's still valid. It's still yours. So we have this slogan we go by: "Healthy vaginas taste better, and the secret is Salt XO," right? And you know. So there were a few brands that literally mocked the entire slogan and got a cease desist ASAP. I'm not going to argue online with you. I'm just going to call my lawyer and say, this is what's going on, and you get a cease and desist. And next thing you know, you want to play games, then we're going to take it to court. But if you want to do it the right way, just take it down and just be original, because I used to get so mad because I grew it from the ground up. I would be so mad, and I still get mad, I'm not even gonna lie. I just had a rant. But that's gonna happen, you know, and people will be like, oh, it's flattery. But it's not flattery, it's actually repulsive. So let's just, you know, be authentic, be genuine, and create our own ideas, because honestly, there is no limit to the ideas that we can create. So that's what I would say, cease and desist.
So, number one, I'm all about some teams, and I got one hell of a legal team, okay? But on top of that, I've had people come into my office or schedule a consultation with me and ask me 9,000 questions, and then the next week launch their business. And here's the thing. I'm Brittany Bettini, and you are whoever you are. And in order for someone to take something from me, they're gonna have to get up and work like me. And as long as they are copying me, I am always one step ahead of them. And so whatever you're launching next week is whatever I launched last week, okay? So, and I know as long as I do the right thing, now I got the legal team, but at the same time, I wake up every day and I'm like, I run my business ethically. I treat my VAs well. I do what I'm supposed to do. I make sure that everyone is paid, and I operate my business like I'm supposed to. At the end of the day, I am always gonna win, because God's got me. And if God ain't got me, Anderson Ellis or Dorna Taylor is gonna send you something in the mail, okay?
I love that. I love it, I love it. Give it up for these incredible ladies, guys. Wow. I'm hearing legal team, I'm hearing systems, I'm hearing delegation, I'm hearing automation, I'm hearing you cannot scale by yourself, so don't try. And while you're growing, start to grow your team and create the culture. When it's you, like we talked about, I meant to say Loom, but I said Vimeo. When you have the videos that are teaching everyone, it's like you're doing it anyway, because they're doing it just like you to the best of their ability. So can we first and foremost give it up for these incredible women? We want to know, how can people find you?
I'm on Instagram, Marina A. Middleton. And that's where I hang out.
And how can they work with you?
So you can join the Blueprint Mastermind at theblueprintmastermind.com. It is a mastermind, a 6-month mastermind for entrepreneurs. I run it with Allie Webb and Jacqueline Johnson. Please stand up. Allie Webb and Jacqueline Johnson, who will be speaking today as well. Theblueprintmastermind.com.
So you can find my brand at salt.xo. And is it any salt bays in the room? That's good. We gotta change that. We gotta have everybody be a salt bay. Yes, healthy vaginas taste better. But it's a natural skincare company where we specialize in feminine hygiene. So it's salt.xo. Everyone take out your phones and your Instagram and follow us. It will be a time. And my personal Instagram is I am Jalesa, Jalesa.
So I'm on everything at Brittany Bettini. It's just my first and last name. I have the hardest time with this guy. You can also find me at BrittanyBettini.com. I'm having a free live seminar teaching you how to hire your own VAs, teaching you what to delegate in your business, what systems you need. So if you go to my Instagram, there's a link in my bio. You can sign up for free. Just come hang out with me. I'll teach you how to do it yourself. You don't even have to hire me. I want you guys to be able to scale your businesses, even if you don't hire me.
Amazing, amazing. Please help me give it up for these incredible women today. Thank you so much, Brittany, Teresa, and Marina. Did we want to do a quick photo? Amazing. Give it up for them one more time. And then we're about to do a quick little shift. We get to move two of these chairs off of the stage. Nod when you get a chance. Then we get two of these chairs off. Are you guys having a good time? Don't go anywhere. We're not on break yet. We're not on break. Where's DJ Monet? Okay, I need something upbeat and amazing. Because we're going to keep this energy in the room, right? You guys are in for a treat. You're going to hear from an incredible woman. But before we do that, we have to make sure that the room is set with the energy. Is that okay?